Now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Thomas Geboy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Good afternoon, Utah. I hope that you're having a terrific Tuesday. We started off on the soggy side of things. We saw valley rain, mountain snow, even had a little bit of rain in St. George during the overnight hours. But as we've gone throughout the morning and have started the early afternoon, our skies have calmed down. We're mainly looking at partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. St. George, an absolutely beautiful view, but the skies are beginning to darken up around St. George, and we're going to see clouds increase across the board over the next few hours because we have more moisture indeed heading our way. And here's the view from Utah Lake. Absolutely beautiful from Linden. You can see all the snow and the mountains off in the distance, but we have mostly cloudy skies above here. But even with the cloud coverage, our temperatures have warmed up rather nicely. We're already 37 degrees in Logan, but 45 in Heber City, 49 degrees in Salt Lake City. Never underestimate a southerly wind that's helping drive up those temperatures. It's 48 degrees in Provo, and we're sitting at 57 degrees in St. George. And speaking of those winds, they are whipping around, especially along and west of the I-15 corridor. We have a wind gust of 30 miles per hour in Salt Lake City, 32 in Milford, 18 in Cedar City, and from Juab County down towards Iron County, we actually have a wind advisory in place until 8 o'clock this evening. But across most spots along and west of I-15, we're going to see some pretty gusty winds today thanks to a system that's currently working its way towards us. And speaking of which, we're already starting to see some of that moisture move into our neighborhood, where it looks like around Bryan Head seeing some light snow, and where it looks like we're seeing a little bit of light rain moving into the southwestern portion of Washington County. Meanwhile, we're looking at times of low elevation rain, high elevation snow in northeast Nevada, and that is just going to continue to spread across Utah as we go from this afternoon into this evening. Upper level low pressure just off the Pacific Northwest, but that's helping drag in moisture as we have energy from that system working its way in our direction. So not only are we going to be able to talk about the times of valley rain and heavy mountain snow, we also have the chance of hearing a few rumbles of thunder across the Beehive State. Up in our mountains, thunder is no possibility, but in the southwestern corner of our area, from Nephi all the way down to St. George, this is something you do not see very often in the month of January. There is a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5, for severe weather. That's a small possibility, but it's a possibility nonetheless, just because we have a little bit of energy in our atmosphere. And if we do see thunderstorms develop, we could potentially see maybe a few isolated ones create some pretty strong winds. So it's something to keep an eye on as we go from this afternoon into this evening. Let's go ahead and time things out for you here on the Futurecast. And through the rest of this afternoon, that cold front that's driving all of this will be working its way in our direction. And by 5, 6 o'clock this evening, valley rain and mountain snow more or less along the entirety of the I-15 corridors. That moisture continues to spread east across the state into tonight. Again, mainly valley rain, mountain snow, going to be seeing times of heavy mountain snow as well. And then during the overnight hours, we're going to start to see some of that moisture begin to pull away. But I still think, especially in the northern 2/3 of the state, we're going to be talking about wet weather. And with that cold front moving through, those temperatures are going to begin to cool down. That snow line likely begins to drop. And first thing tomorrow morning, there is going to be at least the potential we could see that snow line get down to the valley floors in northern Utah. Again, there's going to be that chance, but most of this is still going to be valley rain and mountain snow before we start to finally clear things out Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night, and that will lead to actually a couple of calm days before we could see more wet weather going into this weekend. But the winter weather advisories and the winter storm warnings, they do continue through tonight, through most of tomorrow. In fact, most of these are actually going to continue through 5 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. So the winter storm warnings, the western Uintas, the Wasatch Mountains south of I-80. Then we have a multitude of winter weather advisories, especially for all of our mountains, but Cache Valley, the Wasatch Back, Castle Country, and then over towards the Tavaputs Plateau as well. So if you're within the winter weather advisories, just be prepared for winter driving conditions. And when it comes to additional snowfall totals, what we're going to see compared to what we've already seen, our highest peaks in the Cottonwoods will see an additional 8 to 16, isolated maybe up to around 2 feet plus. Mountains, northern, central, and southern, additional 4 to 12. Mountain valleys in the Wasatch Back, Castle Country 2 to 6, isolated up to 10, especially closer towards Park City. And then benches up towards Cache Valley and the Uinta Basin 1 to 3, isolated up to 6. And then the valleys mainly looking at rain. But if we're able to get that changeover, especially early enough with that moisture still present, we could see maybe some minor accumulations. But for today, those daytime highs well above our seasonal averages, 49 in Salt Lake, and we'll see a daytime high of 45 in Cedar City, where Cedar City likely starts off as snow. But then into tonight, we'll have that chance of seeing that rain transition over to snow in Salt Lake. Again, just a chance, not a guarantee. In St. George, rain through today, a slight chance through early Wednesday, dry Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, bringing back a chance of rain on Sunday. Then along the Wasatch Front, rain today, mainly rain for our Wednesday, just with that slight chance we could see that changeover briefly. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, mostly dry skies. We'll get a little bit of a break, then bring back rain and snow Sunday into Monday next week.
It's wild how warm it feels outside right now.
I know. It definitely does not feel like January 10th. I mean, I was outside, didn't really need a jacket. The wind makes it a little bit chilly, but really doesn't feel too bad.
And it feels good up there in the mountains where we're still getting that snow.
But we got a lot more on the way through tonight. So if you're going to be out and about, be prepared for that evening commute. Those roads are probably going to get slick pretty quickly.
Thanks for the warning.